Hello and welcome back to another episode of the podcast, The Pocket Stylist. I'm Lisa Talbot, and today we are going to be talking to the wonderful Jojo Hicks, who is a makeup artist and educator, and I have known for quite a while now, which is lovely. So first of all, Jojo, how are you? Lovely to see you.
Hello, hello. Good to see you too. I haven't seen you for ages.
I know, and we're in each other's world, haven't we? And we did so much together throughout that whole lockdown period that we kind of don't want to talk about now. But we've kept in each other's world. So for those of the listeners and the people that are watching as well now, just tell everybody, who you are, what you do, and then we will get into the topic
Yeah.
that you and I know is going to be really beneficial.
Yeah, so I am Jojo Hicks. I'm a makeup artist and hairstylist of almost 11 years now. I am also a makeup educator and I teach women over 40 of how to get back into the makeup world after it's kind of gone a bit crazy with products and confusion and everything else. And, teaching women about how their face shape changes, how products change, how the skin changes. Much like what you do, Lisa, with styling, I'm a stylist of the face, shall we say.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it,
Yeah,
isn't
I've
it?
never said
A
that.
stylist
So,
of the
yeah.
face. Yeah, yeah. And I think when we were talking about this, I think because of obviously the ladies that I work with and the ladies that you work with, there comes a point, doesn't there? And it seems to be this kind of, we call it midlife, but we're talking, I think, really from 40s onwards.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go, oh, I've used the same products. I've always done it this way. I've always done it that way. And actually, we can get ourselves even in a rut with our makeup to the point of, well, I now don't know which way to go. Very much like the ladies do from a wardrobe perspective. They go, well, I've always done this, but I'd like to try something different, but I'm not really brave enough, but I don't know where to start. So I think that what we were going to chat today, weren't we, is all about that makeup, like you said, for the midlife stroke woman who has kind of gone through certain stages in their life as well. We know that we know how busy life is. It's so busy. So we get onto this wonderful like conveyor belt that just keeps coming and coming and coming. And then suddenly we get to that point and go, uh-oh, I need a new foundation. Where do I start? Or am I supposed to be wearing, I don't know, a primer on and that type of thing. So we're going to kind of try and pare it back
Yeah.
a little bit, aren't we? Because you were saying as well just now about how the high street's very different. So where should we start with all this, Jojo, do you think?
Starting at your makeup kit hasn't changed or your makeup look hasn't changed for the past 20 years is probably a good place to start, because I have lots of women that come in for makeup lessons, and your makeup bag's quite a personal thing. It's a bit like you
Yeah.
going in and seeing somebody's wardrobe and their stuff. People bring in their makeup kit to me, and some people have got a little sandwich bag and it's just got mascara in and a powder that they've had for 30 years. And then some people have got like a full big kit that's bigger than my kit. And it's quite impressive. So I think that's probably a good place to start of, maybe that women over 40 that I work with a lot, they come in and the biggest thing they say is, I've done my makeup the same for years, but I'm not the same person I was
Person.
those years
Yeah.
ago. I've had children, I've put weight on, I've lost weight, I've, become more confident, I've lost confidence. These things happen throughout our lifestyle, and you can kind of feel a bit of a graph happening in your own life of where you're at style wise has a reflection on how you portray yourself, which I'm sure you see a lot. um, so I think that's probably a good place to start. I mean, talking about high street, the biggest changes that I see are the high street products now are incredible. They're amazing. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
39. When I was younger, it was all collection. What was it? Collection and Rimmel and Stay Matte Mousse and Heather Shimmer lipstick. And it was all crusty and dry and horrible. Whereas now it's like really great stuff. So I think,
And it's so easily accessible, Jojo, isn't it? That's what's so wonderful now. The makeup that is now so readily available. you could go into Boots, for example, now, and there's so many different brands,
Yeah.
isn't it? There's so many different brands. You could then walk into Superdrug and there's even more brands. So I think maybe a bit like the clothing, the makeup now can become a bit of an overwhelm of like, where do we
Yeah.
start? Because, I went into the Boots in, I think, Westfield the other day, and I was like, oh wow.
Mhm.
For me, that is the overwhelm, the makeup, because I'm so used to doing very much like what I do. So if we kind of take it back, if there are ladies listening and watching and they're sitting there thinking, I really can resonate with this, I've worn the same products and I'd like to try something different, where do we start? And I'm just going to kind of put something on that. It's really interesting. So my daughter is 20, so who loves her makeup, right? So she'll be the one saying, oh mum, have you seen this, and this brand here's doing this. So for me, I kind of get a little bit of inspiration from what she says, because she can say, have a look at this brand on TikTok, or have a look at this brand. So for ladies that might not have that luxury of having a daughter or a sister or somebody in their world who likes that, where do we start? Because I'm assuming, even looking at myself, skin has changes. We lose some elasticity, we lose a luminosity. Where do we start if we're sitting there thinking, I can resonate with this?
Yeah. I mean, I think the first place to start is thinking about where you're at right now.
Okay.
Um, it's thinking about realistically what looks do you want to achieve? Do you want to just put on a couple of products each day to make you feel like you've got a bit of a spring in your step, that you feel that you look confident and presentable? Is it that you've got your daughter's wedding coming up, your son's wedding coming up, and you're needing, a look that goes with a certain outfit? Like, first of all, what is the goal? And for most people, it is finding a look that they can wear every day, that they can then ramp up for the evening, so that if they go to a wedding, they go to a bar, a meal, something like that, they can make it a bit more and go out and feel, like they've made a special effort. So I think that's the first thing to achieve, is to find out what you actually want from it. Or even if you've got dry skin, thinking about, right, well, I've got dry skin, so I'd like some makeup that can maybe complement that and help me out with that. So first thing is finding out your issues and what you want to
Yeah, yeah.
make up. Second of all, it's about education. So even, everything is so accessible now. So many makeup artists like myself teach group lessons. We teach one-to-one lessons. We do online courses. You can go, if you have the time, you can go and look on YouTube. You can go and look on TikTok. TikTok's huge now for all of that kind of stuff. So second thing is about educating yourself in the right place that suits you. And then thirdly is about actually going out and making that purchase and not being afraid to use it. I know so many women that buy a product and it sits in their cupboard or their makeup drawer or in their bathroom, and you see it's not even been opened out of the wrapper. So a lot like clothing, still got the tag on it. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
actually have the confidence to try it. And if you don't have the confidence to try it out and about, have the confidence to play around with it at home. Just before you go to bed is the best time to try a different look, because you're brave. You don't really care if it goes wrong. It's coming off in a minute anyway, because you're going to bed. Put that red lipstick on and see how you feel. And then once you get to the shops, it is overwhelm. There are massive counters with numerous of the same product that are called different things. And I think it's all about that education of knowing what each thing is for, and also knowing that makeup's really not that deep. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it is taken so seriously now, and obviously it's my profession. I take it seriously. It's how, it's my livelihood as well. But, if you get something wrong, it's not that bad, like if you wear a lipstick that's the wrong shade red, like, it doesn't matter. We've all made those makeup mistakes. I still make them, I still make them on myself. Sometimes doing makeup on myself is so much harder than doing it on clients. It's knowing that it's not that deep, it's, if it goes wrong, it's not life threatening. If you get
And do you know what I think?
foundation,
There's
get a lighter one and mix
Yeah,
it together.
exactly. And do you know what I think is really interesting? There's so much, isn't there? Like you said, TikTok, and there's saying you need to contour, you need to do this, you need to do this, and that's when I think sometimes everyone goes, "Oh my God, really?
So
You're
serious,
really, yeah, so serious." Whereas, so
technical.
from, from ladies of a certain age, right? Say, let's, as the skin changes, I see a lot of things about foundations because, from we all know that foundation, it evens the skin tone, blah blah blah. But does the way our skin, how products sit on our skin, change differently from a liquid foundation to a powder foundation? Then you see some that are a stick. How do we kind of know which one potentially to even try?
I mean, the easiest answer for that, the easiest non-technical answer is try and see and try them all. Obviously, not everybody's budget fits trying them all because you're having to go out
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
purchase them. And I think that's where a lesson, or, if your friend's got a foundation, you know, offer to swap, offer to try each other's. But I think mainly, I think the biggest thing I always think is if you have oily skin, you're going to try and get something maybe a little bit more matte to control that. So you're looking for the word matte. If you've got very dry skin, you're going to look for something with a little bit more glow. So glowy, dewy kind of finish is what you're kind of looking for. So those kind of things, words that you're becoming familiar with. So dewy or glowy,
yeah, yeah,
or glowy and matte, and then you can think about where you want to sit within there, and then it is real trial and error. Other than getting the color right, sometimes it is purchasing a foundation, and if you purchase a foundation and you get it wrong, don't throw it away. If you get the color wrong, just buy a light, 2 shades lighter or 2 shades deeper and mix them to get it right. If you buy
yeah,
something that's too matte, keep it. You might then get something dewy and you can mix them in together a little bit to make it go further. So never waste your money on that. Always use it, and there's always other uses for things. Like if you buy the wrong shade blusher and you're like, I don't like that on my cheeks, try it on your eyes. Try it as an eyeshadow. And vice versa. If you buy the wrong shade eyeshadow and you think, oh, it might look quite nice on my cheeks, if it's safe enough
yeah,
to
yeah.
go on your eyes, safe enough to go on your cheeks.
Well, I suppose as well though, where you're saying you can buy, you've also got the opportunity of going to a makeup counter
Of course.
and and sitting down with one of the makeup artists there, and having a try as well. So there are those opportunities as well, can't you? If you feel, you think, oh, I'm really not quite sure,
Yeah.
then maybe go to one of those beauty counters and have a look, because I'm sure those ladies, they will be able to help you, etc., with maybe foundation color matching and things like that too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the girls on the makeup counters are brilliant. They know every shade
Yeah,
of their brand, they know every colour, they can colour match you. The only thing I will say is, and I still do this, I will sometimes swatch something on my hand, or if I get a colour match, I'll get a colour match in store, but I won't purchase. I'll walk outside, I'll have a little hand mirror with me, I'll have a look at it outside, have a look at
what's
how
a good tip?
shimmery it is outside, because quite often in these stores they've got, and especially these new stores with all these funky makeup mirrors and stuff, everything looks sparkly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everything looks a different color. So you know have a little tester on your hand or whatever, walk out the store into real life, have a look if it's still just as sparkly, and then go and purchase it. Because quite often we buy things because there's lights everywhere, and
Hmm.
you think when you get home, oh, it wasn't really that, it's not really that sparkly or shiny anymore, or the color's wrong on my foundation. But those girls are, worth their weight in gold. They are very, very knowledgeable. So, always don't be afraid to ask them questions as well. I think there's this big fear of asking a question because you don't know anything about makeup. Just be honest and say, look, I'm changing my look up. I'm really unconfident about what I'm buying. Can you help me? And as a makeup artist, I love that. I love when people come to me and say that, because we're helping you, and that's what our whole job is, to help you.
And then I think it then goes back, doesn't it, very much to what, because my brain was going a bit ahead of myself then, because then you go back to the whole point of what do you want to achieve? Because if you then think about your lifestyle and what you want your makeup to do, etc., rather than you sitting there as well and a makeup artist in store saying to you, right, you need a primer, you need a foundation, you need a concealer, you need a blush, you need a bronzer, you need this, you need this, you need this. For some people, that's brilliant, right? And they'll go, thank you very much, I'll buy all of it. Other people will turn around and say, oh, that's just too much. I've only got 15 minutes in the morning to get ready. So I think it's, again, isn't it? It's also understanding that, like you said, what you want to achieve from it.
Yeah.
And then almost having that in mind and saying to the makeup artist, look, this is the time I have. But also then for some like, I suppose it's like the clothes, you're not going to buy everything in one store, because you might like the Elf foundation, you might like the Charlotte Tilbury blush, you might like the, I don't know, Barry M something else, or the NYX or whatever you're looking at. It's really interesting, isn't it? So it's about finding the product that you like the most.
Yeah. I think it's important, and again, going back to clothing, what you want and what you need are a different things sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
And nobody needs everything. You can create amazing looks with, you know, a few products if you know how to put it on well, and you've chosen those few products that make you feel good. So I come across this thing, and I've got a Facebook, the Makeup Club by Jojo. I don't know if you saw it, Lisa, because I know you're in there, but it it was a little chart of how to put your makeup on. And it,
Oh, okay.
first of all, toner, moisturizer, SPF, primer, foundation. It went on like that in the order you should put your makeup on. Blimey, there was about 30 products on it. And I thought,
Yeah,
oh, I didn't, even do that to some clients that, come to me for makeup. So I think the first thing is knowing that you don't need everything. You can have everything, the budget
yeah.
allows, but you don't need everything. And at the moment, there's loads of multi-use products coming out. If you look at Trini, the stackables,
Ah.
they're
So go
brilliant.
on, give us some examples then, Jojo.
So you've got your stackables from Trini, and she does
Yep.
it's cheek, eyes, and lips. So that's a look within itself, because that whole color palette is going to complement itself. If ever you don't know what
Okay.
colors to use one color on everything. So those
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
are
Get it.
great options, and easy, stackable, put them in your bags, whatever. There's the Elf do a little stick as well that's cheek and lip and eye, so those are great. I think gone are the days that we are using a different product for every single different stage, and I think gone are the days that we are using like 27 products to create a natural look. I think people like to see skin now, they like to see freckles. I think gone is the day where everything was completely what's the
Complete.
word, yeah, completely, you can't even see skin under there.
Yeah, yeah.
I know people still like that, and that makes them feel confident and good, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think gone are those days now where, at the moment anyway, where people like a bit of dewy, they like the freckles, and they like to see actual skin. So
A natural look.
yeah, and I think that overwhelm is all to do with that, thinking, God, I need all of these products to create a good look. You don't. I always say to people when they come to me for lessons, I'm going to teach you a full look from start to finish. It's going to take 2 hours to discuss and go through and look at things. It's not going to take you 2 hours to do every day. And then they say to me, well, actually, I just want a 5-minute makeup look because I've got dogs, horses, cats, kids pulling at me every morning. To feed. And
Yeah, yeah.
I've got 5-10 minutes in the morning, and I say to them, do you pick the 3 products that mean something to you, and you put those 3 products on well. You don't get your 10 products that you use when you go out and throw them at your face, because as soon as you get in the car, you will look in that mirror and think, oh my gosh, it looks like I've done it in the dark. And often it will. So those 3 products are a bit like your desert island products. So for me, and it usually relates back to something personal as well about you. So have a think about it. For me, it is foundation or some form of concealer. Reason being is because I get redness and hormonal acne around my mouth area. And then because of that, I feel a bit washed out. So I have to put a lip liner on. So I feel like I've, got my lips there. And then it will either be a mascara just to give the eyes a bit of something, or it will be a blusher, and I'll maybe whack a little bit of it on the eyelid as well. So there's 3-4 products there, and I'm putting them on well, rather than choosing a load of things and throwing them at my face and hoping for the best. So if you want a 5-minute look, think about your 3 or 4 things, and everyone's will be slightly different depending on whether you've got very short eyelashes and that's something that you're like, oh, I just want to make a bit more of them, whether you've got no eyebrows, whether you've got very light eyebrows, hair loss, anything like that. You might think, actually, the brows are my important thing for me, to be in my desert island 3 or 4 products. I guess you could probably tell me your 3 or 4 now, could you, Lisa? You don't have to delve into why, but unless you want to.
No, but you know I can. 100% I can. And I have very much a routine. So I love my foundation because for me, I like having that even skin tone. And interestingly, my foundation, which I love, is an elf one, and
Yeah,
it sits on the
good.
skin better. It's absolutely brilliant. Um, Definitely my eyeliner. 100%. I love an eyeliner just because it makes my eyes feel like they're a bit more complete. And I would probably say mascara and blush. So if you said to me, you're going away, Lisa, you're traveling. Like when I went to Glasgow a couple of weeks ago for the Look Good Feel Better charity, I didn't take my whole makeup bag. I
Yeah,
took 5 products. I took, my foundation. I took my, what did I take? I took my foundation, my eyeliner, my blush, my mascara, and my eyebrow pencil. That's all I took. Because actually, so I literally, the bits I took, I literally had in my handbag.
yeah,
That was it, because I was done. That was all I needed. So we're all different, aren't we? But that's what's so nice. Somebody else might go, oh, actually, mine is my lip gloss, or mine is my lipstick, and that's why, very much like your wardrobe, your makeup bag is very personal to you and what you do.
yeah,
Because if we don't have a wardrobe that works for us and a makeup bag that works for us, that's why we go, oh, I can't be bothered to put any makeup on, or actually, I'll just put the same jeans and a top on. It's for me and you, it's all got to be how it makes you feel and how easy is it. Because if it makes it difficult for women that are busy, whether they're mums, professionals, business owners, etc., it's got to be easy. It
yeah,
has to be.
yeah, 100%. And also, there's going to be days where maybe you don't wear makeup. Like, this is something really interesting to touch on as a makeup artist, that I don't wear makeup every day. I've got makeup on now because I had a headshot done earlier today. I had a headshot done as well, at a studio. Popped in and had that done, so I have put some makeup on for camera. But I don't wear makeup every day. I only really wear it on occasions. Um, I wear it sometimes when I feel a bit meh and I just need a bit of a
Yeah.
lift. I might wear it if I've got a hormonal breakout of acne and I think, oh, I just want a little bit of coverage just to kind of make me feel a bit more confident because I'm face to face with clients. But also, there's days where I don't wear makeup, and going back to the lockdown days, lots of us didn't wear makeup. Lots of us stayed in our pajamas. Lots of us did, and that's okay too. That is okay to not wear makeup. And I think, as much as I'm an advocate for makeup, I'm a makeup artist, and using it in a way that it makes you feel good. If some days you just want to be au naturel and just go with no makeup, absolutely fine. And then it's quite nice to focus on skincare and things like that as well, and letting your skin breathe, and also
Hmm.
being confident with who you are, and using makeup a lot like with your clothing styling, using makeup to enhance who you are rather than using makeup to create this whole other face. I remember when I was younger, I used to contour my nose down, literally, like it could be Michael Jackson's nose. I used to contour it really, really. I mean, it looked great, but it wasn't my nose. You can do
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
these things, and if it makes you feel better, great. But also, being confident with who you are is really lovely too. And I think as you get older, that's also something to really think about. I know for myself, I've gone through a big shift in accepting who I am and accepting what I look like, and accepting that sometimes I'll be a few pounds heavier, sometimes I'll be a few pounds lighter, sometimes my skin will be bad, sometimes my skin will be not so bad. I suffer with alopecia, so sometimes my eyelashes are missing. Sometimes I've got little circles in my brows. There's also something quite liberating about really knowing who you are. and
Yeah.
why you wear makeup. So that's why that kind of desert island thing is actually quite good to reflect on. Why do I do that? Why do I wear that makeup? Why does it make me feel good? So I always think that's really interesting to think about too as you get older.
And I think you touched as well on the whole skincare thing, because I've always been a massive skincare advocate, and even now I go back right the way back to my teens, and it was cleanse, tone, moisturize, cleanse, tone, moisturize. I've always done it,
Yeah, good.
always. And it's habitual. It really is,
Yeah,
and I love doing it. I love doing it. I like, especially if I've been in London all day, and I love that whole cleanse, tone, moisturize
yeah,
because I'm getting off the dirt,
yeah,
etc. Skincare is really important, isn't it? Because it's a bit like the canvas and of what you could put on. And I suppose the skincare products go back very much to, again, what you know, what you like, and different things. I have a very dry skin, so for me, getting out the shower and not putting on a moisturizer would be horrendous because my face is tight, and I'm like,
yeah,
get the moisturizer on. And I know for a fact my makeup would not sit right without a decent moisturizer.
yeah.
And again, goes back to the makeup brands, doesn't it? I have actually got a Nivea moisturizer that is fantastic. It's just brilliant. I love it. It's creamy, wouldn't suit everybody else. But skincare is important too, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that one.
Love
That's
your
exactly
soft
the one I
lip
got.
eye.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But interestingly, the one that Jojo, for those of you who are listening, Jojo just held it up because apparently they've changed the formula, haven't they? Because the vegan one is not as good, and apparently loads and loads of women are trying to get hold of the original Nivea one.
It's the oldie but
But
goodie.
yes, exactly.
And super
But
cheap,
again, it goes,
super affordable, super, able to
yeah,
get in Tesco's,
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
easy
goodie.
again, easy, isn't it? But it's really good. So I think skincare is still important, isn't it? Because you get the canvas right, then the makeup sits better.
100%. I have women that come to me. I had one not so long ago, a lovely lady, and she just said, my skin is so oily. She said, I just need help. Makeup will not stay on it. By an hour in, I am shiny. I have tried blotting paper. I have tried all of this stuff. And I said, look, you need to really think about what the responsibility of your makeup is. And your responsibility of your makeup isn't to fix any skin problems. This is the thing. It can help almost disguise a skin problem. It's not going to
Yeah,
fix a skin problem. That's where your skincare comes in. And I think you're, as well as the makeup counters now being overwhelming, I'm no skincare expert. I'm a makeup artist. I don't delve really deeply into skincare. I know a lot about skincare, but I don't delve as much as those who just specialize on that. It's overwhelming, and every product gives you all of the spiel on the label of what you
yeah,
want to hear. But it's overwhelming. And I think the biggest thing for skincare is to go to a really good skincare expert who just does skin for a living and spend some time with that. And also thinking back to confidence, it comes back to self-care, hygiene. I think when you are doing your skincare, like you said, you do yours religiously every day, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel
mhm,
you're looking after yourself. Your hygiene is there. I worked with a confidence coach a few years ago. I'm actually, I qualified as a confidence coach with her, but I don't do as much of that work, so to speak. It kind of goes in with what I do. But she, speaks a lot about how the self-care of hygiene, and I think the skincare comes very much under that, and mindfulness of taking time for me every day. And it's very much like that with makeup too, taking time for me. When I do makeup lessons, you'll be surprised. I say, right, we're going to do brows next. People rush their brows. They do their brows so fast because they're used to every day doing their makeup so fast. I have to say to
yes,
people, slow down. We've got
yeah,
like 2 hours. Chill out, relax, slow down. Like you haven't got your toddler on your lap or pulling at you for snacks or whatever. Like it's just us, relax. So, I think all that skincare, it is obviously the better your skin is, the much easier your job's going to be doing makeup and achieving amazing makeup looks. Um, but there's also that self-care involved in taking that time
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a sideline as well.
yeah.
But yeah, 100%,
Absolutely.
the better your skin is, the better your makeup's going to go on, the easier your job's going to be. Saying that, you know, there's always things that can help disguise things. If you've got pigmentation, a scar, a birthmark, and that is something that you want to cover up, there are great products out there that you can do that with, and great techniques. It's just all about the knowledge of what to use and how to use it. I always think if you've got more knowledge, then I'm trying to relate this to your styling, because I like to relate things to you. But if you've got more knowledge than products, you can usually make anything work. The same as with you, Lisa.
Knowledge is power, isn't it?
If you've got more knowledge than things in your wardrobe, you can probably make anything work by changing stuff up, wearing something backwards, tying something round your waist, putting a belt in a certain place. And it's exactly the same with makeup. If I ever went to a makeup client and I forgot most of my makeup kit and brushes, I could still make it work because I've got a lot of knowledge over 11 years. And sometimes people are searching for that product that's going to do it for them. And I tell you what, no product does it for you. You have to, I say to people all the time, when you put a product on, you have to then continue to make it look good. You can't just bung it on the
Absolutely.
face and it, woohoo, off we go. You know, you have to actually work with it. So the knowledge and the products go hand in hand, and I can't stress that enough.
Yeah. So actually, you've brought me into, you've kind of, look, segued me right into where I wanted to go to. Obviously, conscious of time. So before we finish, what are some of the kind of hero products that you're seeing at the moment that ladies might be thinking, you know, what is out there and about? Have you got like in your little portfolio at the moment some products that you've come across that are really good? Can you share that with the listeners and the viewers?
So my kits have lots of different ranges, lots of different,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I think for now the hero product for so many women, like we touched on before, is the multi-use. The multi
Okay.
sticks, because it's a look that you can put on and it's going to flow, it's going to be cohesive. It's also easy to use, it's easy to buy. When you see multi-use on it, you know you can't go wrong with it, so people are confident using it because it's multi-use. um Me
A couple
personally,
of brands, Jojo. Who's a couple of brands that you could kind of shout out? So if ladies are sitting there thinking, "Oh, multi-use,"
Trini
where could they?
Trini's
Okay,
a great
Trini.
one if
Yeah.
you want more high end. Elf is something that you can pick up in the high streets. That's more high street.
Okay.
And some glow products as well. For me personally, in my kit at the moment, I'm loving the Elf Underglow. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's Elf, and it's in a foundation pot with a lid with a stick attached to it. And
Oh, that's the. Is that
yeah,
Halo Glow?
Halo Glow, that's the one. Yeah, thank you. I sometimes just pop that on, buff out with a brush over my whole face, and then put a little bit of concealer where I need it, and it's really lovely and glowy and dewy. And we all know that dewy was massively in last year, and it's going to be in this year. We all know it, and especially now for winter. You know, all of our skin's a bit dry with the central heating and this horrible weather, so it's quite nice to add a little bit of glow and a little bit of, you know, health into our
Yeah.
skin.
No, absolutely. What again? Just my brain went somewhere else again. Colors this season. Like obviously makeup, like clothes have a trend. The hair is a trend this season. We've done that one on the podcast with Lauren a couple of weeks ago. What are we seeing with makeup? Is there like, you know, there's loads of blue in the trends for clothing and pinks. Have you seen certain trends fly around with makeup as well this season?
Yeah, I mean the I can't remember what they call it. What do they call it? The colour pan of the year? You probably
Like a Pantone color, isn't it?
Pantone, that's the word. I think that's supposed to be like mocha, is it this year?
It is.
Mocha?
Yeah, yeah, it is mocha.
It's supposed to be mocha. Um, for bridal, I can tell you it is pinkies, peachies on the lip,
Okay.
shimmer on the eyes, dewy, very summery glows. I think for special occasions and stuff, and also some bridal, but more kind of your more casual, I'm seeing much more like brownie,
Yes.
tones on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lip, brownie tones on the eyes, but more kind of neutral browns and those kind of things that I'm kind of seeing in trials and things like that. So I can only really go from trials. You know, saying that, those things don't suit everyone, so don't ever feel like you have to go with
What's on a
what's
bit like
in
clothes,
this
isn't it?
season. Yeah. But yeah, I'm seeing lots of those colours and those trends coming through. But there will be lots of trends coming up on TikTok. I can feel
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's
And
so many.
that's the bit though, isn't it? That goes right the way back to what you first started saying is about finding what's good for you and like the clothes, find what's good for you, start to maybe have a little bit of a play. Um, and as we finish this chat today, what would be your one tip for the ladies to take away?
Do you know what? My biggest tip for makeup is educate yourself, learn as much as you can that's going to suit you. Don't worry about learning things that you're not going to bother with. That are
Yeah.
for a different type of person. Learn things that are going to, benefit yourself, but also know that with makeup, there's no right or wrong. If you like something, do it. If you don't like something, don't wear it. I think makeup has become, like we said before, so technical, so
Yeah.
serious, so this is right and this is wrong and this is your color palette. Yes, there are all of those things. And generally, you know, if you educate yourself correctly and learn your colors and things like that, things sometimes you think, wow, that does look better. She was right. But at the end of the day, if you love blue eyeshadow, wear blue eyeshadow. If you love red lip, wear a red lip. You know, it's all about making you feel good. And I kind of say this to so many people. This is more about how you look in the mirror and how you see your reflection rather than thinking about how, are other people going to like me more, or does that look good, for other people to look at? Kind of have it more for you. If something makes you
Yeah, yeah.
feel good, then do it and
Because
wear
then
it.
you're going to get more confidence, aren't you?
Yeah,
You get
exactly.
way more confidence.
Yeah.
Well, what we'll do is obviously in the show notes, I'm going to put all your information where ladies can come and find you. You alluded to it earlier on as well. You've got the Facebook group, the Makeup Club by Jojo, which I know you share lots and lots of information on there. But I've had a lovely chat with you, and you've given some great insights and great information. And I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for having me.
because you share, I think like the makeup is so overwhelming, very much like the clothes. So we just need to kind of streamline it down and go back to exactly what you said, what
Yeah.
makes you feel good, what gives you the confidence. For obviously you've got the makeup club on Facebook. Anywhere else that's the best place for ladies to come and find you, or is it mainly in there and obviously your website?
Yeah, so my website is www.jojohicksmua.com. So that shows all of my kind of physical work side of going to do clients and also all of the makeup education that I share. So some people like to start with the step-by-step makeup guide, which is a physical book, or you can have a PDF. And then I've got a 3-week course on there as well, which is online, as well as my in-person group lessons and private lessons. So that's a great place to start if you did want to come and learn with me.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody who has listened and watched today. We've had a great chat, and hopefully, we've given you lots of information of what you can do, how you can do it, etc. So, Jojo, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you again for listening, and I will see you all next week. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.